Welcome to the CoinGecko podcast. For today's episode, we would love to welcome Thor Chan, CEO of AAX. Thor was among the first to join AAX and has been the leading force behind the platform's product development strategy. He draws from experience in building global order management system, global settlement system, and low latency trading platforms for professional traders. Welcome to the show, Thor.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Thor. So tell us a little bit more about AAX. For example, when was it established? Where is it based at? What's special about AAX compared to other centralized exchanges?
Yeah, sure. So after Bitcoin all-time high in late December 2017, we saw that the market was maturing. So this was before Fidelity Digital Asset Services, Facebook Libra, and then that's the time actually we thought of moving from trading crypto into running a platform, a cryptocurrency exchange. So that's why we want to build AX with mainstream adoption in mind. Strong technology, robust security, protection against market manipulation, and with the partnership with a trusted financial institution, London Stock Exchange Group Technology. So we are now based in Hong Kong. We have offices around the world. So this is how we run the company.
Tell us a little bit more about this technology that you guys licensed from the London Stock Exchange.
Yeah, so AAX is the only exchange powered by London Stock Exchange Group technology. We are also a member of London Stock Exchange Group's partner platform. This is unique. It's familiar to institutional investors, and LSE is a trusted brand with more than 200 years of history. So for retail customers, it means we are able to handle large order volume with super low latency, aggregate and manage deep liquidity, and offer a stable and fast trading connectivity that many financial institutions are familiar with. But the technology stack was really selected with an eye on the future. So our systems enable us to scale up significantly to handle even much larger trade volumes in future as we see that the crypto market is growing. So when also and also a lot of mainstream finance institutions are coming, so they are looking for something more advanced and on par with what they have in the traditional financial markets right now.
And are you guys planning to go down the regulated licensing route for your exchange, or do you guys kind of plan to stay in the non-regulated space in the crypto sphere?
Yeah, so I think as crypto goes mainstream, regulation cannot be avoided. The game has changed, I think. So we don't see regulation as something negative or like something blocking what we are developing in crypto or blockchain industry. So it's very important for exchanges to self-regulate to offer investors a safe and trusted environment. And also a lot of institutions, when we talk about institutions coming into the crypto space, regulation is something that they first consider. So this is actually necessary for them to have. So we currently hold a transitional license in Malta, and also we are exploring more options like Singapore for licensing purpose, so we can continue to expand globally.
What are your thoughts about institutional money coming into the crypto space? Do you see it coming now, soon, maybe 5 years from now? Or yeah, I'd just like to hear your thoughts about that.
Right. So if we look at the reporting around Grayscale and the news around Polito's move to Bitcoin, or recently listed company like a MicroStrategy, strategy buying more than 21,000 Bitcoin as treasury reserve assets, then we know that institutions are already on the fence and more are on the way. But for real uptake in mass adoption, there's more work to be done around liquidity, right now it's very fragmented and thin in some arena, compliance, transparency in terms of transaction transparency, market transparency, and then market infrastructure, especially technologies, and also public perception by both retail and institution side. Right now, it's still a very, very small share of the whole financial market. When a lot of people, they want to try, but they still don't know how to get into it. So I think it has to be changed. So with AAX, we built an institutional grade platform in terms of technology. So, but to get liquidity, we need to have strong retail user base as well. So it's consistently balancing between institutional needs and community trends. That's what we do.
And so I'm just curious to hear from you, right? Like there are so many centralized exchanges in the world. I think last count on CoinGecko, we have close to 400 centralized exchanges that we track. And actually there's a lot more that we don't really track. I'm just curious to hear from you. Why did you and your team at AAX decide to start yet another centralized exchange?
Yeah. So there are so many exchanges and so many and some of them have become very big in the industry. But I think that we are still in the early stage and a lot can still develop and change in terms of market dominance. So when we look at the crypto market, when we compare to the stock market or like other asset classes, it's still very, very small. So that's why I say it's early stage. It's not like and also when the market is growing, actually everyone, they have opportunities to capture the new shares of the market. So there are a lot of things we want to do, and we can do from peer-to-peer exchange to OTC, to spot market futures, and then to lending, borrowing, and saving. So the space is evolving very, very fast, and there's still a lot of room for growth and differentiation, we believe. So with AAX, the vision is to rediscover what it means to serve investors in a new type of world, where traditional and digital markets mix together, a new generation of investors coming to the space. So this is what we believe that the new generations, the new asset classes to invest, and the market is growing, so the opportunities are there. So we try to have our new technologies and also our very easy onboarding product to capture the new users. So we have two segments of users that we try to capture. We need a retail user base, and then that's why we really need a very, very easy onboarding process on app and web. The first time user experience, something that we care most about. And also for the institutional side, that's actually, we have very, very robust and strong technologies powered by London Stock Exchange technologies. So that's something that no other platforms they can provide for institutional side right now.
You mentioned that you need retail users on the platform. Why do you need retail users? Why not just focus entirely on institutions?
Yeah, this is always a chicken and egg problem for cryptocurrency exchange. So sometimes you say if we have a lot of institutional users on the platform, and then we don't really need retail customers. But for cryptocurrency exchanges, business is a little bit different from the traditional financial industry. Say some platform or some companies, they only work with institutional side. They work with maybe trading companies, brokerage firm. They don't touch retail at all. But you see, in crypto space, we don't have a lot of brokers. We don't have a lot of brokerage firms. Actually, platforms they add as some function of brokerage firms. So they serve the retail customers directly. And for the institutional side users, they look for some certain level of liquidity and trade volume so that you can tap into them. So it's actually easier to build at the retail side step by step, and then there is no barrier, and then you acquire one users, you get liquidity, right? For institutional size, a lot of institutions we talked about, and then they need daily trade volume to meet certain numbers, or liquidity, or slippage requirements. So these are all the numbers that they care most about. So I think we want to strike a balance between them, and then if we have more retail user base, more institutions, they are ready to come as well.
What do you think about the DeFi trend that is happening right now and the surging popularity of decentralized exchanges like Uniswap? Do you think it is a big threat to centralized exchanges like AAX in the near term or longer term? Just to hear thoughts about that.
Yeah, so I think DeFi is very important and is delivering on Satoshi's vision, especially with negative interest rates right now in the global economic outlook. It's good that people are exploring new ways to generate and preserve value. It's very important to remember that now DeFi is still largely a retail space. For now institutions, still prefer centralized exchanges and base assets such as BTC or ETH or like stable coins. Centralized exchange have an opportunity to serve as a bridge between these communities. And I think like for the DeFi space, especially for DEX, decentralized exchange, it's going to take a very long journey to really get people to be comfortable to trade in a very efficient way in trading. So like we are very positive about that, but like don't think that like in very near future that we can see that it is going to take over centralized exchanges.
Yeah, I agree. The user experience of a decentralized exchanges or any DeFi protocols at this point in time is just really hard for any average guy to use it. It's just there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done before the average Joe on the street can come on.
Exactly. Not just about the response time is definitely a big issue.
Yep.
And another big concern is that like a lot of users or newbies or new retail users, they just want to trade crypto.
Yep.
And then like they just want to go to a venue, very easy onboarding process. And then now if we ask them to go to decentralized exchange, and then they ask for, okay, I need a wallet. What is a wallet? And then for them, they only
MetaMask and all like
account. I only need an account and buy some coin and a trade, right?
Yeah.
So I think that would be easiest step for users to tap into crypto space. But I think it's all about education and also like how the users they first get in touch with these kind of assets.
Yep, I agree. And what do you think? Like, I mean, centralized exchanges like Binance and FTX, they are, I would say, sort of scrambling to get their DeFi strategy in place. I guess DeFi kind of took everybody by surprise this quarter. FTX recently launched Serum, their DEX on Solana, and I'm pretty sure Binance is planning something on Binance chains as well. Are you guys at AAX planning something similar on the DeFi space, or is this something that you guys are not going to focus on because you're more focused on onboarding retail users onto the centralized platform?
So AAX has had a DeFi strategy in place for some time now. On our content and strategy side, and then we actually in our academy, we've been exploring a lot of DeFi for about a year now in our education and as part of our listing strategy. We've now listed a number of major DeFi tokens such as Link, Land, ADA, can see CLX, and more. And we are also offering some perpetual futures contracts for a number of DeFi assets. So every 2 weeks, we are listing new tokens and contracts now. And we are also offering a number of saving products now for some DeFi assets too. And indeed, at product level, we are actually like looking for and in discussion actually with some partners to have like some DeFi projects together. For us, we are not really like trying to build it all on our own, but actually we are trying to identify the right partners to build it together. So like when we look at the project of Serum, built by FTX in partnership with DeFi chain, it's actually something very exciting. And then like I think like for us, we focus on user onboarding and education, and we will partner with these DeFi partners to have different kinds of DeFi applications.
The crypto market is very dynamic. Initially, all exchanges were only offering spot markets, and last year, many small exchanges started offering perpetuals and futures markets. This year, many exchanges started offering leverage ETF, and soon, I believe, many will be offering options. What do you think will come next after these products?
I think like the product suites of the markets is actually like copying what is happening in the traditional markets.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at that, we have like a spot and also like derivatives including like futures, and now like in crypto we have perpetual contracts too, and then like options and then ETF. These are all the products that we can see in the financial markets, and I would expect that more and more instruments in traditional market will be copied or like will happen or in crypto market. So I think like ETF, leverage ETF is something that like very popular and have a very growing interest. And I think that like especially like in Hong Kong, the warrant market or like some CVC, they actually like a kind of an ETF products too. So like with leverage. So this is actually like have a very, very growing interest in the retail side. We see that like this will be the things that gaining more and more traction. And I think like what next would be like maybe some structured products, because like you have all these like vanilla products there, and then for the institutional side, they may look for some structured products to trade. That's something what we have already in the financial markets. But I think like even though like we have a lot of this kind of product and instruments in the market, it's going to take time for the whole market to learn and also trade. I mean, like this year you see options, but like the volume is growing, but not going as fast as like a perpetual contract and futures. And at the other aspect, like now it's all from platform or like a market perspective. I would say that like now it's all about gamification, building communities, and trading competitions. This is about serving a new generation that's comfortable with moving their assets online and even converting them into crypto. But they have to feel they're part of something bigger and exciting. And they need to see that crypto space is more interesting and lucrative than conventional money management. I think we will see a lot happening around savings, money management, and gamification. That's more for the retail side. For this reason, we have now launched Reward Hub at AAX. Here, our users can earn crypto by performing simple tasks, just like you play a mobile game. And we are also working hard on upgrading our trading competitions experience, and we will be launching some lucrative competition very soon. So like we can enable more teams to compete with each other. So stay tuned.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about the leverage that is being offered in the crypto markets? I mean, crypto's famous for having 100x leverage or some 100x leverage. I'm just curious, like how much leverage do you offer in AX, and do you think that 100x leverage is too much, or you think that this number will go up in the future?
I think like personally, like if we say like trading with 100 times leverage is very, very risky. But for us, we are a platform. We offer different kinds of instruments to fulfill like different needs of the users, and also some of them they have very, very high risk appetite. They love it, so that's why we try to give them the leverage. As long as we can control our risk of the platform, then we try to fulfill the needs of the users. But I think that like the trend is that like if we look at some new platforms, they are trying to provide even higher leverage for the platform. And this is actually something what we saw in Forex trading platform. At the very beginning, like they are offering, I think like many years ago, like 20 times, and then 100 times, and then now like you see like 500 times. The craziest one I saw in Mainland China, they're offering 888 times leverage for Forex trading. So that's actually very, very exciting thing to see. And I would see that like for crypto when the liquidity is going better, and also the trade volume and everything, more users coming in, platforms can bear more risk, or like they are allowed to provide more. They can provide higher leverage for users. And now, like theoretically, you can provide even like 1,000 times, 2,000 times leverage. But if you offer a very, very high leverage, then there will be a very, very big risk for the platform. And what if like 1,000 times open position got liquidated, and then like where they can get the market liquidity to close close it, and that's the problem, right? So like now I think like the market is still small when compared to the traditional market. So offering super high leverage is
Yep.
very risky for platform.
Probably the last question for the podcast of today. What are your plans for 2020 and beyond?
So like I think like this year, because of COVID, and then things happen like so fast. Seems like it is already August, and then so now AAX we are going really fast too. We recently doubled our user base. Trade volumes have also spiked from below 10 million per day. Right now, like we are well above 200 million per day. Later this year, we will be expanding our fixed and API user base to target institutional customers who want to place maybe hundreds of orders per second, so we can do it. And also we are trying to open up to institutional prime brokerage business to serve them. We provide the institution more services. And we also intend to launch a unique trading platform program that we believe will be a big hit, but we cannot share too much about this now. But for now, watch out what we have: AAB, our platform token, summer flash sale, and we have also have more flash sales upcoming. And then like for the gamification part, we have Reward Hub, and also we are adding more and more new saving products and new listings, especially focusing on DeFi. Yeah.
All right, sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing more about the unique trading program that you guys will announce, because I can't share too much today. So, but yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you very much for taking the time to explain to us what AAX is about, and very glad that we have you on board the CoinGecko podcast.
Thank you.